Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Dead Walking Dead character video. This one will be on Michelle, a member of the Saviours and the last of Paula's little group I need to cover. Yeah, we've done a bunch of Saviours, but the wheel picks what it wants to pick. Michelle is of course female. She is played by Jean-Anne Gusen. She is late 20s to early 30s and first appeared in the same boat. Before the outbreak, Michelle was born to her father Frank and obviously a unnamed mother. Oh, also, let's just quickly cover Frank, Michelle's father. Frank is male, had a daughter named Michelle. Anyway, he died at some point before the outbreak began. It's unsure what he died of, though. Probably some illness, maybe an accident, who knows. Anyway, back to Michelle. Obviously, she lost her father and mourned his death, and she soon got pregnant just before the outbreak too, and was planning to name the baby after her father, Frank. But she unfortunately had a miscarriage, and then she got a tattoo to honour either both, or maybe she got it before the miscarriage, who knows. When the outbreak began, Michelle joined the Saviours and helped to terrorise other groups and subjugate communities, taking half of their supplies. There, Michelle met her boyfriend, and I said in my Biker Saviour video, I think it's this guy, so that's canon now. One day, her boyfriend didn't return from a run, so she stole some gas and a car and went looking. There she found the charred remains of her boyfriend and the rest of the Biker Saviours. She reported this, but because of her stealing the gas, she had a finger amputated off as punishment. Oof. She was living in the satellite outpost just before the episode we see her in, and obviously she was awoken at night to Rick's attack and managed to escape undetected with Paula, Donnie and Molly, and they all fled into the woods just outside of the outpost. In Season 6, Michelle is first seen meeting Maggie and Carol in the woods after Carol shoots Donnie. Michelle holds Maggie at gunpoint as the two women are captured. Michelle also calls Maggie a murderous bitch too. As Paula spies on Rick and Co in the morning at the satellite outpost, Michelle holds Carol and Maggie at gunpoint some more. She listens as Paula gives her demands to Rick, and she kills a zombie when it interrupts their hostage negotiation. Eventually, the group decide to wait for reinforcements instead, so they take Maggie and Carol to a safe house. When they arrive to the place, Michelle drags out a dead walker body and calls out for Paula when she finds some more walkers in the corridor. After she and the others return inside, she is shocked to see Carol hyperventilating. She takes a gun and points it to Carol, asking how the hell she made it this far. When Carol mentions Maggie's baby, Michelle turns the gun onto her, doubting the truth of it. After she kind of realizes it's probably true, she looks a bit sad. Maybe it reminded her of her lost baby. When Molly is smoking in the room, Carol says to stop because of the baby, and Michelle actually backs up Carol, asking Molly to stop. Michelle later watches as Donnie gets mouthy and handsy with Paula, and then tries to attack Carol before Paula knocks him out. She doesn't really do anything to help though. She's then instructed by Paula to take Maggie to another room for questioning, which is what Michelle does. In the interrogation room, Michelle deduces that Maggie must have someplace good if she's able to get pregnant, and she demands the location of it, but Maggie is sick and doesn't say a word. Michelle tells Maggie that she and her people are not the good guys. Michelle then redresses her amputated finger and explains what happened to it. Maggie asks about Michelle's tattoo and that reads Frank, and Michelle tells Maggie it's her father and it was also the name that she was going to give to her baby. Maggie says sorry for her loss, but follows it up with "I'm not going to die today." Michelle thinks the same and notes that one of them is wrong. She then asks Maggie one more time to tell her where the location is. Michelle leaves Maggie to help with the zombie situation that's going on outside, and later she hears a gunshot and calls out for Paula and Molly. Maggie strikes Michelle suddenly and Michelle loses her gun. Maggie gets Michelle to the wall, but Michelle knees her, and then Michelle turns the tables, but Maggie pushes her back off of her, and Michelle calls Maggie a lying bitch and takes out a knife and swings at her. She then slices Maggie's belly, and both women pause, and despite having the chance to kill Maggie, Michelle doesn't strike again. She just stands there in shock and anger. But also, I don't think she really wanted to hurt the baby. But Carol was watching the whole time and does this to Michelle. Shot in the head by Carol. Her body is likely left in that disgusting building to rot. R.I.P. Michelle. So personally, Michelle is my favourite one of Paula's little group. I don't actually think she was a bad person, really. Yeah, she was threatening Maggie and Carol a lot with putting that gun around, but she clearly wasn't as bad as Donnie, Molly, or even Paula. She stops Molly from smoking around Maggie, and even when Michelle slices Maggie, which was in self-defense I may add, she stands there shocked. And I think she regretted hurting Maggie and possibly the baby because of the miscarriage that she suffered. Overall, I think she's a really sympathetic character, and it's a shame that she got Caroled. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on Michelle, and I'll see you in the next one. But first, let's spin that wheel. Let's pick another Walking Dead character profile. So today we are doing, Ellen, Becca, and AJ, Abraham's family.